Okay guys, welcome welcome to today's STPL. I've actually moved my green screen down a bit. I've moved my camera so it's angled a little bit further down so I'm not looking like I'm a pair of shoulders essentially. The only problem is I've kind of messed up the green screen a little bit. I'll just if I can twist it a little bit without knocking everything over. Okay, well, there's a gap in the bottom right, but you guys don't see it. It's all good. We're going to be here today for White versus Valhalla team. They are two of the strongest teams in the STPL. And, I mean, today's matchup should be really, really cool. One thing I want to point out is obviously we are in a position where we're 2 weeks away from the final... from the end of the oh my goodness, I'm starting off well. From the end of the group stages, so being that close to the end of the group stages means every single game matters. Honestly, in terms of where the placement sits, like neither of these players are going to drop out of the playoffs. But let's actually have a look at them and see where they are. They are, of course, up there at the very top of the table. Both very, very strong teams, very, very strong rosters. Now, Valhalla are in second right now. They're on 9-1 with plus 23 on their game difference. So that means they've won 23 games more than they've lost. And we've got White Clan in third with 8-2, and they've won 12 games more than they've lost. So if White Clan can win here, they're going to push themselves up to 9-2 to match Valhalla, but their game score will not be higher unless they also win the following 2 weeks with possible what am I saying? Oh my goodness. With possible... What is with me like recently? I can't do words. I'm done with words. I think I'm done. But and possible sweeps is what I'm meant to be saying. If they do get double sweep, if they sweep today, they have a chance of catching up with Valhalla team. And if they do manage to overtake Valhalla and get that second place seed, then that means they're going to be heading into the second semi-final, and they won't have as much trouble getting into the playoffs. Bigman asks, will the playoffs be best of 5 or best of 7? They'll be best of 5, and then the finals will be best of 7. It's not exactly the same format as we had last time. We're not going to do best of 3, best of 5s, but we will look back into doing that for Season 3 and onwards. But essentially, I want to make everything quite sensible this time, quite easy to understand for everybody. And as Season 2 has gone a little bit over anyway, we should be fine with just some best of 5s. I mean, looking at the amount of good teams we've got, the best of 5 should be fine. And it also keeps it the same for our teams as well until the final. Now, we've obviously had a look at our teams. Let's have a look at the players in the top 10. Once again, this hasn't changed too much, but as you can see, Famasi is in the top 10. He's number 5 overall, and he is going to be playing in our second game today, which means we're going to be in for a treat in that one, I believe. Having a look at today's matchup, this is going to be a tough one, I think, to call. White Clan, one of the strongest teams in Season 1. They came second in Season 1 to Seoul. Very, very close. It was down to the wire in a 4-3 victory for Seoul over White Clan. But Valhalla team, in Season 1, they didn't do too well. Then in Season 2, they made a partnership with Clan Wiko in Korea to play under the banner of Valhalla team because unfortunately we couldn't let them in on their own. So essentially they teamed up with someone, and it's meant the Valhalla team has kind of leveled up a lot. They've got some really good players on their roster now, and I mean, that's going to be sick. This should be such a sick matchup. White Clan have won 34 of their best of 5 series, plus a couple of best of 7s overall. Valhalla team are 1-15. I mean, White Clan are 8-2 this round. Valhalla are 9-1. Like, this is going to be such a sick matchup. Let's have a look at who's going to be playing against each other. We're going to see Jae-hyuk versus Bishop as our first game in a TVT. Now, that could be kind of cool. New Tornado usually leads to longer TVTs. Bishop, if you don't know who he is, I'll introduce him properly in a second, but he's a very good player. We're going to have a TVP between Famasi and Last. We're going to have a ZVT between Fairy and PHJ, and then we're going to have a PVZ, sorry, between Yuppie and Zasik. I don't know how to say his name, so it's going to be Zasik. But it'll be pretty cool to see this. There's some very strong players on both sides. Zasik is new, I believe. Wait, actually, is Zasik new? I think he's new to the STPL, but so is Bishop, so I'll go into that in a second. Let's introduce our first map. We are going to be heading on to New Tornado. As FakeFin said, it's very likely we're going to be heading to an ace match today because the teams are so close. Now, it is going to be New Tornado as map number 1. New Tornado, a very fun map to play on. A very fun map to watch. One of the more standard maps in the map pool. The minerals at the Nash will last forever because they have 2,000 minerals on them rather than 1,500 or 1,000. So if you get to a second base on this map, you're going to have it for a very long time. And that could mean we're going to have a very long TVT here. We actually had, I believe it was a 55-minute game between... 55-minute game between Marwin and SPX on this map, which was absolutely ridiculous. It's one of the must-watch games from Season 2 for sure. It's in the YouTube video playlist for the must-watch games as well. So if you want to check it out after this series, go check it out on the YouTube link below the stream. That's youtube.com/STPLTV. And you'll be in for a treat. There's some really good games there. Albert asking why only lost to Soul and Ash this season. That is true. So our Valhalla team going to make it another win, or is White going to be able to pull it out against them? We'll have to find out. It's going to be up for White Clan. Jaehyuk is going to be the player here. The only game he played against Zealot, which he lost. But he is a strong Terran player. Not too sure about his TVT. But the real problem is his opponent is going to be who is known, I believe, as the strongest amateur player in Korea right now. It is Valhalla Team's Bishop. He qualified for the ACS this year after just one qualifier. He basically won. He dominated it as well. And overall, he is an incredibly strong Terran player right now. It's going to be very difficult. He's definitely the strongest amateur Terran. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. He's the strongest amateur Terran, but not better than Soma. Soma's kind of on another level. Like, Soma's catching up with everyone else, but Bishop's still a really good player. Looking forward to seeing him play in ACS. If you don't know about Bishop as well, he also runs tournaments. He's the tournament organizer of the Hammock League in Korea. If you're not sure what the Hammock League is, it's essentially a team league where it's not necessarily clans, but they get 5 to 7 players of different skill levels. Like the tiers are like AEL, HEL, CEL, BEL or something, and essentially sorry, one sec. Essentially those tiers are divided up into MMR brackets. So all the games are very close. It's very fun tournament to watch. And I'd advise you guys to check that out. I definitely need to get us a Afrika link up there. There's actually not an Afrika thing right now, so maybe I should make the Twitch thing Twitch and Afrika. But either way, Bishop a really good player. Looking forward to this TVT as we get into game number 1. It's Bishop versus Jaehyuk here on New Tornado. And oh my goodness, we've done the thing again. We forgot to load Brood War before we change the sound settings, so I don't know if this is going to work, but it's not going to appear on stream regardless. So let's quickly load Brood War again, and then I keep doing this. It's because my other speakers are technically my my speakers are my TV when I'm watching stuff on my TV. Oh wow, Lucky Noob seeing that we've got the lower quality settings. Really? Oh my god, we do. We do, and we've got 35 people watching. Oh my god. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, we definitely need to make sure we get the sound for the game working, because otherwise that's a bit bad. But Lucky Noob, do you have trouble watching on 900p normally? Because I guess that could actually be a problem. But I know there's like a load of people who really struggle with it. Like there was a guy yesterday who was like, I'm really sorry, I can't watch your stream. And I was like, that's a little bit tough. I don't know what to do, but let's have a look. Let's get back into the replay, of course, and then we'll get back into the game. Oh, damn, you're renting a new place and you can't get good internet here. Now, this is where your mistake is. Before I move anywhere, no, Control S twice doesn't fix it, because essentially, it's not that the game sound doesn't come up when I change the speakers, it's the fact that OBS doesn't pick it up, which is a bit shit. And if OBS doesn't pick it up, you guys don't hear it. But yeah, the big thing I did whenever I've moved anywhere, I mean, I've only moved twice on my own, but both times before I moved, I ensured I could get good internet, because I don't think I could live without good internet anymore. I mean, obviously I am a streamer now, or kind of, I'm like a part-time streamer, but even outside of that, I need good internet. I can't handle it. I went back to ADSL for a little bit, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, and it was the worst thing in the world. Oh my goodness, I hated it so much. Okay, let's get back into the game. It's going to be Jaehyuk versus Bishop, and it's going to be a good one, so let's head on over. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom right hand corner, we have in the red, fighting for White Clan, it's Jaehyuk as our first Terran player. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom middle position, or the bottom left hand position, sorry, we have in the green, fighting for Valhalla team, it's Bishop. If any of you guys are red-green colorblind and are having trouble, please let me know. I think I can switch it. No, I can't. I can't switch it to top versus bottom. And my favorite matchup is TBT Lucky Noob. Hopefully we'll get a good one. These are two really good amateur players right now. As I said before, Bishop is the #1 amateur Terran in Korea right now, so this could be really awesome. Oh, sorry, Jesse. I mean, red versus green is usually fine, which is the trouble. Albert's saying that Radley's infused some love in TBT, but it's not a personal favorite. The good thing is, Jesse, most of the units won't actually get up close and personal, so hopefully it should be okay for you. It really, like, both the players have picked contrasting colors, but unfortunately it's just the one which most people are colorblind to, so that's a little bit unfortunate. It's not top versus bottom. Now, Bishop is going to be going for a barracks. Most likely going to go for an expansion behind this. Looks like both of them doing pretty much everything the same. And in Videncia, Radley plays Ghosts versus Terran, not TBT. Now, we've got the refinery coming up for Bishop. We've got the refinery coming up for Jaehyuk. Now, usually in Korean TBTs, you don't see too much early aggression. I mean, 2 Factory could come out for one of the players here. I would highly doubt it, given how good both of them are. But maybe Jaehyuk, knowing that Bishop is one of the strongest, if not the strongest amateur Terran, may want to try and do something a little bit cheeky to get around it. But we'll have to see. Both players are going to be scouting. Jaehyuk is going to scout his opponent last, which is always a problem, because if Bishop wants to do something a little bit funky, he's not going to be able to scout it. But you can see that 2 SCVs, well, yeah, 2 SCVs have been pulled off the gas for him. Looks like we are going to have Jaehyuk staying on gas, so this could actually be a 2-port Wraith play from Jaehyuk. Obviously, oh no, there we go. He's going to pull off a pull off of gas as well. Now, this could be a reaction to the fact the SCV is in the base. He may want to hide this, but he could just be going for a 2-fact play. 2-factory play in TBT, not the strongest, I would say, but certainly not the weakest. If you think your opponent is going to go for a quick expansion, it can be pretty good. The bunker, obviously, at the front is going to be quite good against this. You can wall off with your barracks and engineering bay as well with the bunker. So vultures don't usually do too much, but let's see exactly what the reaction is going to be from Jaehyuk. He is continuing to build up. It is going to be a 2nd factory, so 2-fact against 1-fact. Luckily enough for Bishop, it's going to be a 1-factory expand here, so he's not going to be super far behind. But obviously, if the vultures get in, if they can do damage, then Jaehyuk should be in a very good position in this game. But if Bishop can defend, Jaehyuk is going to be in trouble. Now, Bishop, interestingly enough, is skipping bunker. Now, this is a very risky thing to do, because if your opponent does go for a 2-factory play, you don't have that buffer that you would have normally. Now okay, so Bishop's going for a couple of vultures first before the machine shop. This is going to help a lot here, because obviously there's going to be 2 vultures, a ton of marines coming over, and this could actually be problematic for Bishop here. If he loses the first vulture, he's going to be in so much trouble. Jaehyuk, of course, needs to ensure that he can kill this, but look at the repair coming in. Looks like he is going to be able to clean up the first vulture, but the marines have gone down for Jaehyuk, although there's 2 additional vultures coming in. This is not looking good right now for Bishop, because he's going for, although he's going for another vulture, he's going to be behind in vultures now the entire time. The command center is going to be delayed, and there's still 2 factory just pure vulture production coming in. No, he's skipping into Goliaths here. Now Goliaths are a great choice. They're very strong against vultures. Bishop is of course going to go into his own factory, and now one of the options Bishop had was to go into mines. And essentially, if you go into mines, Goliaths completely destroy you, because Goliaths own mines. Bishop's expansion is so far turned back. Now, of course, it is a TBT. And, oh, there we go. GG. Bishop's going to tap out. He can't hold his ramp. And the strongest amateur Terran in Korea gets taken down by a 2-factory play. And it looks like Jaehyuk is playing with his food here as he plays on a little bit longer. But overall, I mean, that was pretty much the quickest TBT you could ask for, I would say. Well, that's not necessarily true. There has been quicker TBTs than that, where like someone goes 8 racks or whatever. But yeah, Jaehyuk is pretty good. Now, this isn't the same Hyuk as the Zerg Hyuk. But yeah, Jaehyuk is definitely pretty good. So, I mean, it was a 2-fact play. It was a little bit of a gamble. If he couldn't... I mean, okay, if he couldn't delay the command center, if there was a bunker, then that would be a lot more problematic. But luckily enough for Jaehyuk, Bishop didn't get it, and he gets the upset here. Now, this is exactly what White Clan need to use. Lucky you were saying it's Junior Hyuk. Okay, so we're going to be heading into game number 2 when I get back after this very short break. See you guys very soon. Toss a coin to your content creators, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity. Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. We're going to be heading into game number 2. That was a very quick TBT to start us off, but we are still 25 minutes into the stream. And Edward Buttfingers is saying in TBT you have a choice between 5 minutes and 50 minutes. Now, the next game is going to be Pharmacy. As Albert pointed out, he's going to be up against Last. This is the Protoss player Last, not the Terran player. Not the pro player, but an amateur player in Korea. Not the only amateur player called Last, but the other one has retired from Brood War for now. He used to play for Clan Red, but let's have a look at our next map. This should be a very cool match for TVP, so I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be BlitzX. BlitzX is a very fun map. It's a really cool 2-player map. It's not often we get to see this map because it does rotate a lot. And Gruzigers, I can't see your name again. Gruzigri. Yeah, I'm really struggling with that. It's saying I have a 50-minute TBT after list VSL, but oh, you have enough of TBT. Okay, I mean that was a really sick TBT, so you can't complain about that one. And now this is going to be a TVP. TVP, one of my favorite matchups overall. Of course, I'm a Terran player, so I'm a little bit biased on this map. Terran are very far ahead of Protoss in the standings. There's been a lot of TVT on this map as well, which is kind of cool, because it's not often I've had maps in STPL that have led to TVTs. So TVP should be really cool. Both of these players are incredibly strong. Starting us off is going to be for white, it's FamSE. FamSE is the rank 5 player overall in the STPL, 21-84 yellow, 9 wins, 1 loss against Protoss, and an 81% win rate overall. And what an amazing player. He's won 8 of his last 10 games. He played against Yeti in 3 of those, which is kind of crazy. He played against DeWalt and he won. Yeti, of course, if you don't know who he is, he plays for NetWars, and he is the only player in the STPL that has taken down Buell, that's the ASL qualified Buell from the last 2 seasons, and beat him in a 45-minute PvT. So, I mean, Yeti's a really strong Protoss versus Terran player. DeWalt, of course, is incredibly strong Protoss versus Terran as well, and FamSE has beaten both of them. He is a very, very strong player. His opponent for Valhalla team is equally as strong, skyrocketing up the rankings with 21-35 ELO. He is currently sat at rank 13 overall. He's got an 83% win rate and has won his last, or he's won 9 games out of his last 10. He's not played against super high level players minus Terra in PvT. Blaze is okay, but he's certainly not on the level of FamSE, so this could be a little bit difficult. I definitely think this is going to be more like his game against Terra, where it was a pretty close game. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. As we get into game number 2, it's FamSE versus Last, and we've got a bit of a better set of colors this time. Okay, starting us off over here in the top left-hand position, we do have the blue Terran player fighting for White Clan from South Korea. It's FamSE. And his opponent spawning over here in the top right-hand position in the purple, we have Last fighting for Valhalla team, also from South Korea, as our Protoss. Now, one thing I would like to note is there is a probe missing from this base, as Last is going to proxy. What a move on a 2-player map. Everybody goes for this proxy on this map. I swear every PvT starts like this. We always see a proxy gateway. It's usually somewhere in the middle. And essentially what happens is the Terran rebuts it, and then we get some crazy drop shenanigans. Now, usually that relies on the Terran scouting pretty quickly. FamSE historically doesn't scout super fast. He just plays super safe and just plays really, really well. Now, it is going to be 1 gateway. It's not going to be 2. 1 gate, of course, not super all in. But yeah, as Albert pointed out, the TOS can follow up with goons this time. Usually if they proxy over here, the goons have to run the whole way around the map. So this is a little bit more all in than building the gateway on your own side of the map, but there is going to be a gas steal as well. Looks like FamSE going to scout immediately once he's gas stolen, because he knows that there's going to be something funky going on. Now, can he find it? Oh no, he's actually going to scout the wrong location. He's not going to go straight down. And this could be a bit of a win here for Last, because if he doesn't scout this proxy, he is going to be in a ton of trouble. Now, obviously, the gas steal usually ends with some kind of proxy, and that's exactly what maybe FamSE is just going to go and check from the main. But we're going to have the first Zealot coming in very, very shortly, and there is absolutely no defense against it back home. There's not a wall. There's not a ton of maneuverability, and he's not even going to build his barracks, his depot in the right place. I think this might be tight against Zealots, but it's not too difficult. Well, it's not too difficult. Looks like we are going to have double SCVs moving out into the middle. He wanted to build a bunker and he wanted to build a command center, and he's not going to be able to get either. Now, the good thing is he has managed. Oh, look at this barrack. He's building a second barracks here to help wall this off. It makes it impossible for the Zealot to fit through here. And going double barracks against someone who's proxy gating you as well as gas stealing you is actually a really good move. You can get a lot of Marines incredibly quickly, and then you can go for a big counterattack. So This is kind of exciting. FamSE definitely looking to put on the pressure behind this. It does get you a couple of extra Marines. Now, he doesn't have to finish this, but given how long he's been building it, I think he's going to. Now, Last has done a good job not really killing too many SCVs, only getting one of them. But the important thing is he's pulled a lot of SCVs off of mining. Now this helps because he hasn't built as many probes as what you could be at this moment. He could be at a lot more, but the probe going to kill the SCV as well. This assassin certainly doing pretty well for himself. Now, FamSE did scout the Cybernex core, so he should know off this basis and off the basis of the number of zealots coming in. It is only one gate, but good micro from FamSE, going to keep his Marines alive. Now Albert throwing up his STPL curse emote. Now this could be true. We could have another quick game. We had a 5-minute game in game number 1. And one of my most hyped up series from season 2. Could be very, very, very sad. But yeah, I'm not too sure. And Ruskig, you say that, there's also a SAC player who's Zerg rather than Terran. And that's annoying. That really triggers me, given SAC's one of my favorite players. Looks like we are going to have FamSE go towards his ramp, though. He's got a ton of Marines now, and he is going to have to micro pretty well against the Zealots. Zealots still very, very strong. One of them actually quite low on health, so this is going to help him a little bit. But he is going to be able to clean up the gateway. Can he clean up the Dragoon, though? He's going to be fighting low ground to high ground, and that's certainly something you don't want to be doing. Now, getting this gateway is going to be absolutely huge. If he knew this, there's going to be no additional forward units. There's a gateway back in the main. But yeah, looks like he's just going to sack this position. Wow, even building a bunker up here just to be sure. Cancels it when he knows the units aren't coming in. He just wanted to guarantee the kill. And the pylon going down as well. So FamSE is at a point where he's got a ton of Marines coming out. Is he going to go for an academy? No. Oh, I was hoping he was going to go for an academy and then start going for bio. Like, going for a big bio push after this would be amazing. There's going to be a lot of Marines coming out here, though. He's obviously spent a lot more minerals on Marines than what you realistically want to, so there's going to be no factory for a while, at least. So there is going to be a factory. He's going to lift both his barracks, use them for scouts as well, so that's pretty good. Now let's see how much damage these Marines are actually going to do. Marines aren't very strong in TVP. If he had medics with this, if he went for an academy, this would be amazing. But with this many Marines, it's going to make it difficult for Last to be able to push out. Although Last is actually just going to go around. Now, if you go around, obviously the Marines are going to run towards your main, and that's something you don't want. He has a bunker, an SCV there, where he can build a bunker. Looks like Last is a little bit confused at where his opponent's units are going to be, so this could actually be problematic. He's going to move all of his units away. The Marines are going to come in behind. And unfortunately, there's no Nexus for him to kill. But he's still in a fantastic spot. He's going to be able to get up the ramp. If he gets a bunker up here, walls off this location, and then gets into the main, this would be ridiculous. He's going to be able to get so many probes. He's going to go into the middle line. He's killed 1 already, 2, 3. Marines kill probes so quickly. 4, 5. Does he get a 6th? No, he only gets 5 probes, but look at the worker count. It's 27 workers against 17. And FamSE is not supposed to mean famous. It's just, maybe it does, actually. I'm not too sure. But FAMAS, of course, is the gun from France. I don't know if it's based on that. He may like Counter-Strike as well, or more than likely Sudden Strike. Sudden Strike was like that weird Korean... I think it's called Sudden Strike, is it? It was like that weird Korean version of Counter-Strike almost. It wasn't exactly the same, but they made tons of sequels to it as well. Kind of like how Kart Racer, or Kart Rider even, was kind of like the Mario Kart of Korea, and it's still super popular. They still have like esports tournaments and stuff, but either way, here we go. Looks like Last gonna try and break down the bunker. The first tank is out, but it's getting targeted. Oh, the tank goes down, and it's blow for blow in this game, as things are getting bad to worse for both players. And somehow they swing it back in their favor, losing the... Oh my god, FamSE's got... Okay. Ooh, I thought he was going to lose the bunker there, and that would be historically awful if that would have happened, because he would have got broken at the front. But we've got a turret coming up at the back. He's not sure if there's going to be DTs, but he's preparing himself for the eventuality, because obviously Last has been playing a little bit cheeky so far. hysterically awful is probably more likely what I wanted to say rather than historically awful, but you need to make sure that you prepare for the worst. The barracks, both of them haven't been able to get in just yet. Wait, has he lost one of his... I guess he lost one of his barracks. That's a little bit unfortunate. But wait. No, he just landed as a wall. Okay. That's fine. Armory coming up at the front. This is actually a very dangerous location to put it early in the game, because if the goons get here, they can kill it. But looks like he just wants to keep it out of the main. This map is very strong for equals. It's very strong for drops, given the fact the mains are so close by air. And usually in the late game, you want your armories in the natural. It's just kind of a bit of a weird place to put them. Maybe better to put them over here, but then you're still putting them in danger's way. So, third base coming up for last. In terms of tech, we've got the observatory, which is in such a strange position. This is so weird to have this observatory here, but I guess you can't really put a gateway there because it'll block everything. So maybe it works out. Gateway's likely going to go here, and he'll build them around here. Now, where is he going to build this Stargate? Where is he going to go next? Is he going to go Reaver into Carrier? Is he just going to go Obs into a lot of gateways, into a third, into an Arbiter? That's for last to decide, but it definitely looks like this game is going to go on a little bit longer. Now, Pharmacy is super careful here. He's got so many turrets. He's built a turret ring around his base. Now, there's multiple benefits for this. The first is it helps defend against shuttles. Secondly, it keeps Protoss completely in the dark to everything you are doing. There is not going to be an observer that's going to get into his main. And even though it's a lot of minerals early on, it's very good because you can go for a timing attack, you can hide. Oh my god, there's actually a gap. Well, ignore everything I just said because he gets to see everything now. So, there we go. I guess he didn't think the observer would actually try and go the whole way around. Maybe he thought that this would be able to kill it, but... oh well, the observer gets into the main, sees what it needs to see, checks for any additional factories, checks for a starport as well. He's not going to see the starport, at least just yet, because it is in the natural. But there's no third base coming in from Pharmacy yet, so this is going to be a timing. He did kill a gateway early on. He did kill a couple of units, and he will have the ability to mine his way through and break into the middle. He, of course, can choose to just expand here as well. And yeah, he's not going to see the armory. He can't actually get an observer over here. So he won't know there's any upgrades coming. But I mean, it is a Korean PvT. So he should know there is upgrades coming. Because if there isn't, and there's only 3 factories, then the Terran player is bad. Now, that would be if I was playing. Now, we've got Last going around into the middle of the map. Looks like we are going to have Pharmacy trying to just wall this off, actually. So he is going to expand a little bit late for a TVP expansion, but his opponent didn't get his expansion too much sooner, so I think Pharmacy is still going to be okay with this. Now the Observer going to try and come into the natural, check for any mines, as he is still continuing to try and probe his way forward. Now Pharmacy has cleverly left a few units back, so he can go back and retreat. These units are definitely in too far forward of a position, I'd say. Oh, but look at these tanks. Look at the range on those babies. Getting a lot of damage down on the Dragoons, forcing Last back. And more importantly, just securing his position. Now we are going to be heading up to 7 factories now. No, that's 6 factories. I apparently cannot count basic arithmetic. But let's check over in Last base. We've got the Stargate up, we've got the Templar Archives done, the Citadel's done, there's going to be an Arbiter Tribunal coming up in the main mineral line, essentially. It's actually going to help this mineral mine a little bit more efficiently as well, so that's a little bit better. This is quite late for Arbiter Tech, but he did go for 3-gate Arbiter rather than 2. We've got a 4th base coming up down here at the mineral only. Now Last has got a good position on the map with this observer. He knows if there's any vultures heading out into the map, so he should be pretty good. Now, it probably feels like Friday because STPL is on. I honestly thought it was Friday all day as well, and then I was like, oh damn, it's only Thursday. But this game's shaping up to look pretty good so far, and it is Friday somewhere. It's Friday in Korea right now, and Friday in like Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, India. I think India are on Friday now as well, so kind of cool. Many places are on Friday. And everyone knows you got to get down on Friday, so they'll be having fun getting ready for the weekend. I hate that song so much. Oh my god, why'd they do that? Now, we've got the Science Delay coming in. +2 attack is already on the way. Famasi with his upgrades at good timing. 2-1 is here. And he's going up to a ton of factories now. That's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factories. He's going to be up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 gateways for now. The Arbiter, the first Arbiter even, is about to finish. Stasis is coming in first, so it's not going to be Recall first here. Recall will be a little bit difficult to do against Famasi because he is so strong defensively. But that's up for debate, because last, if he can probe in here, if he can do a little bit of damage, maybe he can snipe +2. Ruskig saying he loves how seriously I answered that. Well, there we go. The third is vulnerable to recalls, but of course, if you recall in here, there is no escape. I know that is the same if you recall into the main as well, but recalling into the main I definitely think is a better play, because essentially most of Terran's units will be at the third, so we're certainly starting to head to the more interesting part of the TVP, and Observer does go down, so nice moves by Famasi to get that. Looks like Famasi going with a drop around the bottom side of the map. This means he's likely going to push forward as this goes on. One thing people misunderstand about how drops... Okay, this is going to sound very stupid, but one of the things a lot of foreign Terrans get wrong when they go for... Including me, I am terrible for this. The reason why... Oh my god, look at this. Last getting the dropship. That is not going to work. Get out of here, Terran. None of that bullshit. We're going for the serious stuff here. But he saw it with the Zealot. But essentially, the reason why dropships are strong in TVP isn't because you can just drop and hope it does damage. The benefit of drops is essentially you drop as you go to push, because while you're pushing, they have to deal with your army. If they don't deal with your army, you're going to kill a base. Like in this case, he is going to be heading straight across the middle of the map. There is nothing scouting for this. And Last is completely unaware that he is about to lose his third base. Looks like Last going to scramble to go around. No, he's going to go straight for a counterattack. But he's going to lose his third as probes. They're getting target down by the vultures, getting target bound by the tanks. Luckily, there is a 4th and 5th base up here, but this is all going to be on the counter. Last is giving it all up here just to try and get his way in. A stasis at the back, loses the Arbiter, and I think this could be a perfect defense by Famasi. He's going to kill the building. Look what he does. He pulls his army back. His army getting stuck. Oh my god! He's glitching unit. You can't get vultures through here, but they're getting glitched out. They're going through. I'm sorry, I'm missing everything. Oh my goodness. Looks like the Protoss player's getting in. He's going to be able to get into the natural. The armory goes down. Did +2 finish? Yes, it did. But stuck units still continuing to glitch out through the middle of the map. That is not supposed to be possible. But he is managing to find a way, and now he's going back the other way. He's defended enough. He's like, okay, you don't have enough units here anymore. I don't have to worry too much. I've got a million tanks back at home. Yes, I lost my armory, but you're about to lose your main base. Now, we've got a ton of Zealots up here. They do have 1-1 upgrades. We've got a good amount of energy on this Arbiter, but he does need to be careful. If he gets EMP'd, this is going to be massive. But look at the Stasis. Gets on top of the Arbiters, but on the vessels even, but doesn't get the Goliath. So the Arbiter not able to push forward with this, not able to cloak everything. Massive scans coming down by Famasi. The tanks all surviving. The Vultures mostly surviving as well. And now we are in a problematic situation. It's going to be Dragoons from one side, there's going to be more Dragoons from the other, and unfortunately there is no gateways anywhere else on the map right now, so there is going to be no flanking opportunities, and slowly but surely Famasi is going to break his way in. And this is definitely problematic. The Dragoons are not going to be able to hold out to these tanks. Famasi is starting to get a massive supply advantage. EMP going down on the extra Arbiter as well. And this could be too much for Famasi. He's got so many units. The rally point is so close. And not defending that location in the middle of the map, not stopping his opponent mining it through, is going to be devastating here for Last, as this gets worse and worse as this game goes on. and it looks like FAMASI may have done it. White Clan could be taking a 2-0 lead against Valhalla team. I mean, White Clan so far, they've lost 2 series, whereas Valhalla team have only lost 1. But White Clan are going to show people, and show Valhalla team more importantly, why they were 2nd place in Season 1. They are such an incredible team with such incredible players. So are Valhalla team this season. But so far, White Clan are definitely looking like they're the stronger team. Now, of course, it's not the end for Valhalla team. This is only game 2. If FAMASI wins this, they still need to win 1 more game. And Valhalla team still have 2 more chances to take us the H match. But look at that, another EMP. Just making the Arbiters completely useless. And GG, last taps out. There's nothing he can do against this Terran army. And FAMASI wins game number 2. Now, of course, if you want an ace match, you're going to want to cheer for Valhalla team in this next game, because White Clan are 1 game away from taking the series 2-1. They're close to taking the series 3-0. So it's going to be match point for White Clan as we get into game number 3. It's going to be coming up after this short break. See you guys very soon.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Okay, we have a ton of Matrino codes still to use, so I'm making this quick video to show you how easy it is to actually use them. So you click the Matrino link, it brings up the Matrino page. In the top right, you hit sign in. You sign in with whatever you want to. In this case, I'm going to sign in with Twitch. That'll take you back to the page, and then if you hit contribute, you put in the coupon code LSTPL. You can put a comment if you want to, and you can hit contribute right there, and it'll add it to the prize pool. Easy as pie. STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs? Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more. Only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 3. Sorry, wow, we're speeding through this series. We've had some really good games so far though. And Edward saying it's a perfectly waste of good, it's a waste of perfectly good milk by putting milk in tea, but go away, haters. That's how we British people do it. We stole the Indian and the Chinese tea, we put them together, and we're like, we're gonna put milk in it. That's what we do. We're European, we have milk everywhere, so why don't we put this in? But either way, apparently it's super haram to put milk and lemon. Very possibly. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that. I really don't get the whole putting lemon in tea thing. I guess it depends on what blend you drink. I only really drink the like English blend, which is like the China and India blend mixed. But yeah, putting lemon in tea, I'm not really sure about that. That seems a little bit dodgy. But either way, let's have a look at our next map. We're going to be heading into game number 3, of course. It's going to be a TVZ, and it's going to be here on Multiverse. Now, this map has been very strong for Terran against Zerg. But essentially, the Zergs haven't been all that great, and the ones that have been have had some really painful games. We've obviously just had SPX take down Eriador. Eriador was doing so well, and then he kind of threw the game away. So this is a really good map. Looking forward to getting to see it played here. And let's have a look at both our players. Starting us off here for White Clan is going to be Fairy, the ex-Height Sparkies pro. He's got a 50% win rate overall over 8 games so far. He's done pretty well. He's played well against some pretty good players. He did lose to Dragon though. But in terms of TVZ, or ZVT in this case, he is 1-for-0. So he's got a 100% win rate there on a very small win percentage. On a very small sample size. His opponent, fighting for Valhalla team, is going to be PhD. Now, PhD has won all 3 of his games so far. He beat SPX, he beat Pinkbrush, and he beat Kingdom. But of course, that is just the tip of the iceberg. It's only 3 of his games so far, not the biggest sample size either. But let's have a look at how they do against each other in this amazing TVZ matchup as we get into game number 3 on Multiverse. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom left-hand position, we do have the Magenta Terran player fighting from South Korea for Valhalla team. It's PHA as our Terran player. And spawning up here in the top right-hand corner, we have in the pale yellow color, fighting for White Clan, also from South Korea. It's going to be Fairy, our ex-Height Sparkies pro as the Zerg. Just changing the colors a little bit so it doesn't look bad on the overlay. Hopefully that looks a little bit better there. I think it was getting picked up as my chroma key. So now this is going to be a TVZ. Obviously TVZ historically has always been the fan favorite matchup. I'm sorry Protoss fans, but everyone loves Terran versus Zerg. And that's always good to see. Terran vs Zerg obviously made popular by Boxer and Yellow fighting against each other so many times. The rivalry was real. And then all throughout the history of Brood War, there has been some incredibly good Terran vs Zerg rival matchups. We had Flash Jadong, Savior and Wasin, I guess. Also Savior and Nada, Uv and July. Boxer and Yellow, so many good ones. Fancy and Zero as well, and Fancy and Jadong was also good. But either way, let's see how Fairy's going to choose to play this one out. He went for a 12 hatch, very standard in a TVZ. Looks like PHA is going to go for gas, so it's going to be a tech opening from him rather than just a 1 barracks fast expand. One thing I have to note is they are close by ground, which essentially means we are going to have probably a little bit of a quicker game here, but if we can get Fairy taking another main over in the top left-hand corner, it's going to be very difficult for PHA to be able to break this. But it's not going to be close by air, so it's not going to be super fast. But I can't imagine seeing this game go more than like 25 minutes, if I'm being brutally honest. But it depends. We've got 2 very evenly matched players here, I believe, so it should be kind of cool. And obviously TVZ is a fun matchup. I hate Terran versus Zerg when I play it because I have to play against Zerg, and I hate that because Zerg are so hard to play against for me. And I love TVP because, I don't know, I always have done. The Terran versus Protoss kind of rivalries have been amazing as well. Fancy Jangmi, Fancy Stork, Flash Bisu, Flash Best, all really good. But TVZ definitely exciting to watch. Who doesn't like watching bugs versus humans? Like, Starship Troopers is a great movie for that exact premise. Now we've got a factory coming up here for PHJ. I wonder if he's going to go... I don't think he's going to go into Starport. I think he... Well, he may go Starport actually up here. He's definitely not going to build a command center up here at the very least. I think he was scouting for an Overlord to see if he can get a free kill. But the SCV going to get in here. Is it going to be a 2-hatch layer? Yes, it is. 2-hatch layer is pretty much the epitome of the best build against a factory tech opening from Terran. Because the 2-hatch muters get to your... They pop around 5 minutes 30, I think it is. And they get over to your base, and you don't really have that much to defend against them. Now, there is going to be a starport after this command center. Now, there's variations you can go with this. You can either go for a Wraith, or you can go for a dropship. If you go for a dropship, you can also go for Valkyries, and Valkyries are pretty good. Oh my god, he gets a Vulture in here. Sorry, guys. He did kill 2 Lings and a drone. He used the SCV to tank the shot to get in there. But that's 2 drones down already. Should get a 3rd one as well. Yes, he does. And what is it with Zerg players being unable to defend against Vultures on this map? It happened to... It happened against Xeon Zerg as well. Now, there is going to be a Vulture killed by drones, but look how much Fairy's actually mining here. This is not looking good for him. This is looking like it could be a very quick game. There is going to be a Spy coming up with a natural. This is going to help wall this off a little bit, but I think we're going to have to see him build another hatchery if he wants to get away with it. It's not often, and it's not right that a single Vulture should get that much damage done in the beginning of the game. But it happens. We've got an armory coming in, so I think it is actually going to be Valkyries. I am very, very excited for this. Obviously, can go for a second factory, but Valkyries are kind of like the hard counter to Muteless until they get +1 carapace. So, is he going to go for a dropship first, or is he going to be a Valkyrie first? Valkyries are incredibly expensive. I think he's saving up. Are we going to see my favorite unit? Yes, we are. Valkyrie coming in from PHJ. That's exactly what I want to see. The Muteless, before they get +1 carapace, absolutely melt to the Valkyries. It's kind of like Corsairs versus Muters, but to a lesser extent. And Dr. Bear, there's STPL on Thursday because I didn't cast all the series yesterday, so I threw up STPL today just to get the extra series done so we can start with week 12 tomorrow. And also I wanted to give this, because this is like 2 of the strongest teams, I wanted to delay it a little bit and just like recover my voice because I knew the games would be epic. So far, we've had a 5-minute TBT where Jae Hyuk managed to take down Bishop, who's the strongest amateur Terran player, and we had Famasi winning a really cool macro game against VT's last. So we've currently got White Clan on match point here. PHJ is definitely doing better in this game, so it's looking like Valhalla team might be able to come back, but Valkyries are a bit of a gamble. If you lose the Valkyries to Scourge, then you're going to be in a massive amount of trouble. Well, Yaj, given the fact there's been 2 STPLs so far, this is the 2nd season. White Clan nearly lost in the semi-finals last season. They lost to Ash this season. They also lost to IRK last season and a bunch of other teams as well. They nearly lost a best of 3 of best of 5s against... sorry, who was it? It was against Net Wars, and that was in the semi-finals last year. So, kind of cool. Seoul, I think definitely the strongest team this season. But Seoul did lose a couple of... I think they lost a couple of matches last season, but obviously did win in the end of it all. Valhalla team, they've only lost once this season as well, but they are really, really strong players. They've got really diverse rosters, and that really does help. Now, it's going to be triple Valkyrie here, and this is pretty good. Well, yeah, White Clan actually send out a lot of their mid players most of the time. It's just foreign players aren't as bad as you'd think, and it is a best of 1 format, so anyone can win, essentially. Yeah, Famasi is pretty much out every single week, and he's one of the best Terran players outside of Mind. They've also got Higher as well, but We'll be sure to see probably higher mind possibly as well in the playoffs if they get to it. Yaj. Oya took down Scan in Best of 1. Yeti took down Bjol in Best of 1 as well. And if you're looking at Bjol, he's qualified for ASL twice. Could Yeti do that? Probably not, but it is a Best of 1 format, and you know what? He did a bloody good job of it. He won a 40-minute macro game against Bjol. Anyone can win in a Best of 1. Oya did win with DTs, so... Still. Okay, Yaj, if you can take down Oya, easy. Go play against Scan and see if you can beat him. Let's do it. Now, Valkyries are so cool. I love watching Valkyries fight, but looks like the Hydra's going to come in. Let's see how good the bunker repair is. This is so important. There's so many SCVs, but it's not enough. The bunker falls. The next bunker is under fire. He went Valkyries against Hydras. And this is a problem. PHJ with a massive lead in the beginning. He's getting Hydra busted, but he holds momentarily. But the SCVs have been pulled off the line. He's losing a ton of them. There is a tank back here. He's got another bunker coming up, but only one Marine. The Marine gets sniped. The bunker is worthless. But the tank here is going to hold on. And let's see how this goes. The Valkyries are essentially useless at this point. Overlord coming in just for no reason, kind of, but... Gonna get in there. Is there a Marine in this bunker? No, there isn't. So this is rough. The tank is here. If he can snipe the tank, it's pretty much game over. He gets the tank. The tank was too far forward, but a second tank has spawned. Everything comes down to this tank. If he can keep it alive, he has a chance in this game. But if he loses it, he's lost so many SCVs. He's bringing more SCVs up to the front. They are lambs to the slaughter, but he has to block the Hydras from getting into the tank. If this tank goes down, it could very well be GG, and Valhalla team could be losing their second series in the STPL Season 2. The Valkyries really should be going to kill all the Overlords. That's the only option he has right now. And another tank spawns. It goes down immediately. There is a Marine in the bunker, but there's not enough SCVs over here to defend. There's only 16 SCVs left. This is crazy. Looks like the SCV is going to be able to clear up the Hydras in the main. The Valkyries in the natural getting a ton of Overlords. Well, at least they're trying to get a ton of Overlords, but they're not doing too great. The Valkyrie's going to get killed by Hydras. He is going to... Oh my god, he's not even going to... He's not even going to supply block his opponent now. He needs to wall this off. If he can wall this off, if he can get another tank out, he's still in a... He's in an okay spot. He's not game over. But there is still a Valkyrie up here in the main. There's going to be a couple of Scourge. No, it is going to be a Hydra that's going to finish that off. But finally we have the tank at the back. Command Center going to be forced to fly away. And PHJ is getting picked apart by the X-Height Sparkies Pro here. And this wasn't a ladder map, but it was in ASL. So there we go. Looks like... Oh no, the tank's going to go down again. Oh man, this is so rough for PHJ. He got so many kills with Ishal Vulture. He wasted so much mining time, but he's just unable to get units. He's down to 8 SCVs, 11 supply. Man, this is rough. PHJ GG's. Fairy takes game number 3 and wins the series 3-0 for White Clan. What an amazing comeback there by Fairy. He was so far behind at the beginning of the game, but showing the power of Hydras when you can bust down that bunker. We saw so many games of Flash versus Effort where Flash would just repair his bunker and it wouldn't die. But that game showed how it's done. You break it down with a ton of Mulus, a ton of Hydras, and then essentially you push in and get everything. That is, of course, going to win the series for White Clan, but there's still another game to be played. It's going to be a PvZ, and it's going to be coming up after this break. See you guys very soon. Did you know it was possible to drop behind the naturals in Fighting Spirit? It's a bit finicky to land in the right place. You essentially need to... There's very specific spots in each of the spawns, which I'm going to try and show you here.
Buckle up. Hang on, we're in for some chop. I copy that.
There we go, there's one. So I believe there's actually more spots than this, but essentially it's quite hard to do. So you've got one here. I found two over here. There's also one here as well. You can also drop, I think, in this location. One thing to point out is the ghost cannot actually move. But of course what it does give you the option of doing is it allows you to nuke. Is already at DeWalt's front door. DeWalt has absolutely no idea this is happening. A lot of Ceres units did break through the other power generator, but finally... Oh my god, the Corsair sees it. But is it a little bit too little too late? DeWalt is a man who has incredible micro against Zerg, so let's see if he can hold on here. He's not going to be able to hold the temple at the very least, so... And there's going to be speedlings flooding across the map very, very shortly. Now, Corsair's not going to help. It's going to be a scout coming in. A scout's like the only option he has. The Zealot, for some reason, is moonwalking on top of the Dragoon. Nice probe drill. Actually doing a really, really good job there, but is it just too little too late here? How is DeWalt going to hold on to this? Seri has lost one of his only overlords, though. He's going to lose his other ones. And DeWalt's actually not doing a terrible job. He's holding on. He's not taking any probe damage. He is now supply blocked. So both players are going to be supply blocked here. The cannon is going to come up in the mineral line. The Seri is so unbelievably supply blocked. We're not going to see any additional links coming from him. And DeWalt is holding on. It's 21 probes against 8 drones. The pylon's coming up. He's going to have to repower all his buildings. But there's a cannon here now. The probes are still alive. 20 probes. DeWalt holds. A scout as well. Insult to injury here for this failed attack by Seriosity. DeWalt was perfect micro, holding on. Seri once again trying to build overlords, but they're going down to a Corsair. And even the gateway is going to survive here. And, I mean, DeWalt, this is perfect for IRK. They needed this. They struggled at the beginning of the season. They came back and they have done a fantastic job. GG, Seri taps out. DeWalt takes game number 5 and gives the series win to IRK. Hello guys, welcome back to the STPL. We're going to be heading into game number 4 between White Clan and Valhalla team. Luckily enough, I just noticed we had 2 shades of yellow, but they did play on top versus bottom, so we're safe. Nice. Because that would have been really dangerous. Of course, White Clan have won the series 3-0, but we still have one more game to play. We've got 2 incredibly good players for both teams. Looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. Now, one of them I've heard is good. I've never actually seen him play. The other one is a White Clan player I've seen play before and is really good. So, looking forward to this one. It is going to be the PvZ of today. Now, Yaj, let's not take it personal again. Am I going to have to like turn the car around again? Am I? If you start making a mess one more time, all of you, I'm turning this car right back home, and we're not watching any more games. That's it. And Boomer isn't a name, by the way. Boomer's a meme. But either way, let's have a look at our next map. It's going to be the one, the only Whiteout. We just saw an ASL map in Multiverse. We're going to see another one here in Whiteout. Whiteout's a very, very fun 3-player map. 9 for 5 in favor of Zerg here so far. So Valhalla team are looking pretty good. Chat reacting. Oh my goodness. And yeah, Lucky Noob saying Daddy has spoken, no ice cream for the naughty kids. But yeah, this is a really sick map. By the way, guys, if you want to like make a suggestion of what maps I should put in the STPL moving forward, if you become a patron in the patron channel in the Discord, you can put your map suggestions in there, and you can essentially say what map you want in. Now, yeah, just saying a normal map, but he missed New Tornado in game 1. But yeah, Monty Hall is pretty sick. But yeah, so looks like we've got a load of cheers coming in, but Whiteout, really fun map. It is a ladder map, of course. Became a ladder map after it was in the STPL. STPL setting standards. And not only that, you know what map's going to be in ASL number 9? You know what map's going to be in ASL number 9? One of the best maps from Season 1 of the STPL. It's Hitchhiker. We're getting Hitchhiker in ASL. It's going to be amazing. Cannot wait to see the games on that map. Let's have a look at our players. We're going to start off here with Yuppie for White Clan. He's only played 1 game so far, which he did win. He beat J1 in game number, or in his first game. So he's won a PVT, but not won a PvP. Not won a PvZ so far because not played one. Now his opponent for VT is Dasik. I think I'm saying his name right. I'm just going to call him Dasik because honestly, I am a really bad person at pronouncing things. So either way, Dasik is going to be playing as Zerg here. He's not played a game in the STPL so far. So this should be kind of cool regardless. Let's get into game number 4. It's going to be the final game of today. Once again, actually, let me just quickly do this. A huge thank you to all of you guys who have tuned in. I know the BSL Gosu League's on today. I do recommend that if you're watching, you open up the Gosu League in a second tab because Ziggy works really hard at casting. He's really, really cool. And just open it up, even if you don't watch. If you've got 2 screens, watch both. There's no reason why you shouldn't just watch both, man. It's really cool. But either way, let's get into game number 4. It's Yuppie versus Dasik. Okay, starting us off in the 6 o'clock position, starting as the red Protoss player from South Korea for White Clan, it's Yuppie. And his opponent spawning up here in the top left-hand corner in the blue, fighting for Valhalla team from South Korea, it's Dasik. Now this is it's Whiteout. We just had Multiverse. It is a ZVP in the STPL. I need to do a count of this because I did do this before, but it was at the start or the end of Season 1. I need to find out how many ZVPs I've watched because I swear if you put Season 1 and Season 2 together, ZVP has to be the highest played matchup. There was a week, I think, where I casted 2 days of STPL in a row, and both of them were like 10, or they were like 4 to 10, 8 to 10 ZVPs every single game, or every single day, so kind of crazy. Now we've got Yuppie going for a Forge Fastic, no, Gateway Expand. No, it's going to be a Forge, okay, so he's going to use the tree as part of the wall. This actually does help a little bit. It's kind of hard to wall in on Whiteout as Protoss, so I don't blame him for trying to wall a little bit further out. Essentially the trouble with Whiteout is you don't really have that much space to build cannons behind it, so Hydra Busts are incredibly strong on this map. Lane Busts are even pretty strong as well. Now, hopefully we won't end up with a 6-minute curse game. But as Ufing says, the 6 o'clock base is probably the best location for walling, but it's still not that great. As a matter of fact, no, I'd say the 9 o'clock location is the best for walling, definitely. I think obviously 1 o'clock is probably the hardest, but yeah, I definitely say 9 o'clock is the easiest. Now we are going to have a drone attacking the cannon, and that's because there's 6 Lings running across the map right now, and this could be difficult. Apparently 6 has the most space for cannons. I suppose it does. But it's the initial wall that's going to be a problem. And this is going to be a problem because there's a ton of lings coming towards him. Now we've got the gateway coming up. The probes are sitting a little bit far back for now. But they have been pulled away from mining. It is only 9 drones for Dasik. He's going for a hatchery on... wait, that was actually a hatchery on 15 supply, I think. Which is kind of a weird supply to do it. But a couple of lings going back home. Going to try and catch this probe. Wants to make sure he's not getting scouted too much. Now the problem for Yuppie is he's going to have to build another cannon. He's going to have to wait with his probes here. So he's not going to be mining with them. Yuppie isn't a derogatory term. Yuppie is essentially a word for young professional. It comes from the 80s, I believe it is. Where essentially it was about the like super well off like young people of the 80s, because obviously the economy was in such a good state across the entirety of Europe essentially and America, and they all owned pretty big houses. Rain saying Yuppie's used in a derogatory tone. I don't think it is. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say Yuppie is a bad thing. Maybe boomers have said Yuppie is a bad thing, but yeah. Yuppies are not boomers. 100% not boomers. Yuppies were young people in the 80s. Boomers were not young in the 80s. Yuppies were like, when they got into the 80s, were like late 20s, early 30s, which would mean they were born in the like mid to late 50s. No, mid to early to mid 50s, I guess. Just keep an eye on the game. We've got a third hatchery coming up here for Dasik. We have a lair coming in, so no Hydra Den just yet. Not too many drones, but he has actually surpassed his opponent. There is a ton of probe damage being done here by these lings. I actually want to check the kills. 2 kill. I can't... Oh my god, the ling is too fast. 4 kills on these probes, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it seems UK Yuppie and US Yuppie are not the same things, but these two lings are incredibly annoying. Dasik showing why he's so good as well. It's so hard to keep these lings alive. It's like I've never heard... Well, frat boy I think is derogatory, but there's a good reason for that, because frat boys aren't usually nice people, so... Sorry if I've offended anyone in the audience who was a frat boy, but there's obviously a lot of bad stereotypes about frat people. Okay, another probe going down. Oh my goodness, that's 5 probes I think it is from 2 lings. That's insane. Dasik is going to get ahead in drones. He's going to be able to drone up even more. And this is just so much damage. Finally it's killed, but wow, that was such a waste of APM from Yuppie. He was spending all of his attention down in the bottom right. He was unable to really do too much. And this isn't fully walled off still, so... He needs a second and a third Zealot, which is why this isn't the best wall for Protoss. Now, we do have a good number of lings out in the middle of the map. The Zealot did move over, didn't kill anything, didn't manage to get in. And Edward, if you're wanting to know the chat, just explain what Yuppies are in America. I don't see how that's necessarily derogatory. It's just kind of explaining what they are. Because that's what Yuppies are. They're like, essentially the kids of like really the rich parents. Or they're like really, they're in really like high paying jobs super early on. Albert saying, who cares though, watch the game. We got the Stargate coming in, Citadel coming in as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna go away from thing to chat again. Yeah, just saying it stems from bitterness from the less fortunate. But the one thing I've just got him to admit to saying, which I never thought I'd get him to say, is the fact that poor people are actually just less fortunate than rich people. It's got nothing to do with bootstraps, nothing to do like crazy. And yeah, that's because that is actually a racist term. That's why people don't say that. Like it was specifically designed as a racist term. Now here we go. We've got a lot of Mutalist coming in, doing a ton of damage to the probes. Again, Dasik doing a very, very good job here. A little bit of a shame that he actually didn't come out in an earlier game because he's doing so well here. That's definitely a problem now. Of course, they're getting hit by a Scourge. Not a position you want to be in. Yuppie down to 22 probes. And apparently Dasik means bullying in Korean. And he's definitely bullying his opponent here. These probes just do not stand a chance. Now, looks like the Mutas are going to be scared away for now, but not without doing almost critical damage. Now, at the third base, there is a ton of Zealots here. They've got 3 kills between them, so not too many. There's still a ton of drones. There's a 5th base up here as well, and it looks like he's going to try and save the hatchery. Can he do it? There is a ton of Zealots up here, but a ton of Lings as well. But it's on borrowed time because the Mutalists are going to be coming in soon. And this is a problem because, yes, he's getting at the hatchery, but at what cost? He's lost so many probes. He's so far behind. I mean, this is the only move he could make if he gets the hatchery. It's going to be so close. The hatchery goes down. But, I mean, Dasik has so much money. He's even going to be mining off another base up here in the top right-hand corner. And this is definitely a problem because, yes, a drone goes down. But essentially that was the entire army that Yuppie had. And with only 24 probes, with only 3 gateways, he's only just now getting Storm and only now getting Templar. He is so far behind. It's going to take a miracle for him to come back in this game. Yeah, Dasik building a ton of additional Mutalists. Well, 1 additional Mutalist, should I say. Should have counted that, looked like more. They're going to go into the main. There is going to be a High Templar spawning soon. It's going to be spawning in the line of fire. But without a Storm, without an Archon, he just really does not have what he needs to deal with this. Oh my god, the Scourge getting a Corsair as well. The High Templar goes down. The Mutalists, 1 of them has fallen, but they're going to fly away with another victory here. And 4 Mutalisks. They're so strong, man. I mean, he was up against 3 Corsairs, and he did that much damage anyway. Somebody stop this, man. I cannot wait to see more of Dasik in the STPL. His gameplay is so strong. Now, we've got a lot of Hydralisks finally starting to come out. We've got Dasik going up to a 4th base again. His 3rd base, his new 3rd base is coming up here. Now, is this still 4 Mutalisks? Yes, it is. He's going to try and get in, try and do some additional damage. Not going to be able to find it this time, so the probe count of Yuppie is slowly starting to go further up. Now, this is the other option he has. He's going to go for a DT, but unfortunately, there is units here with an Overlord, so he's not going to be able to break through. Oh, this DT is going to go down as well, and that's just free units. It's free real estate here for Dasik. And yes, Dasik is now supply blocked, but he's up in supply at only 11 minutes into the game. And if he pushes right now with all these Hydralisks, he's going to be up against 2 Storms. I mean, that's not going to be a problem. If he splits well enough, if the Mutalists come in, snipe the High Templar, this is game over, essentially. If Yuppie can somehow hold on to this, we still have a game to go. But if he can't, that's it. The Mutalist's going to jump in. They're going to be able to get 1 of the High Templar, it looks like. And that's only going to be 1 Storm to hold on to. And this is so many units going to be heading straight into Yuppie's base. He's only got 2 cannons. It's all he's been able to afford. And this is 100% likely going to be the end of the game. There just isn't enough for Yuppie to be able to hold on to. And that's it. With the last cannon goes the last breath of life from Yuppie. He's going to pull his probes as well just to try and hold on a little bit longer. A High Templar going to go down. Another High Templar going to go down. Probes are pretty good units. They're pretty OP. But even probes can't be this many Hydras. And that's not it. There's more and more reinforcements coming in from every single base. And he's slowly breaking through the front. The Natural's going to go down. The main is going to go down as well after this. And this has been a brutal game. Obviously, this does give Valhalla team a win in the series. They're not going to win the series overall, but they are going to get a game win, which, given their position in the current standings, is super important. Because White Clan needed a 4-0 sweep here. They need 2 additional 4-0 sweeps, I think, to get 2nd place overall. Cybernex score goes down, so does Yuppie. GG, Yuppie taps out. And that's going to give the series win to White Clan, but a game win to Valhalla team. Unfortunately, I do not have any other AKAs on this Zerg. I think it may actually just be Dasik overall. I'll ask Castamuse to see if he knows who he is, because Castamuse is quite good friends with Bishop. And obviously, Dasik seems to be another really, really good amateur player in Korea. So let's actually have a look at the results of this series. Then we'll have a look at the... what do you call it? The standings at the end of week 11. That's a win for Dasik, but a series win for White Clan. Let's bring up the results again. Where are we? Here we are. Let's have a look. There we go. So White Clan beaten Valhalla team 3-1. I honestly think that's a little bit of an upset given how well Valhalla have done this season. But White Clan showing their strength again, sending out some of their stronger players in Jaehyuk, Famasi, and Fairy. Jaehyuk going for a bit of a risky build against Bishop, going for a 2-fact in a TVT, which doesn't always work out, but in this game it did. Famasi playing an excellently defended macro game against Last. Fairy winning a really, really good ZVT against PHJ, and Dasik winning a really, really well played ZVP against Yuppie. Now, it is 3-1. That's obviously not the end of it, because we do still have 2 play weeks left of the STPL. Let's bring up the standings from week 12. Essentially, it's important to, from week 11. It's important to see this because it could change the outcome of everything. Let's have a look at the team rankings here. They're just loading up. And this is important, guys, because Seoul are currently in first place. Valhalla team... Wait, did that not add the match win? That hasn't added the match win just yet. Yeah, the flag does say since 1998. White Clan have been around for a very long time. So let's go back to the camera. Looks like I somehow didn't actually add the games to the database, so I'll quickly need to do that. But sorry, one sec. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the series. There is only one series today, so if you're not too interested in the standings, please feel free to go elsewhere. I'm going to be raiding Ziggy very shortly, so if you want to wait around with me, you'll be sent over there anyway. But let's have a look at the sets just to see if I actually added them. I don't think it did. Okay, it did add them, so why did the team match thing not update, or did it? It must have done. 921. Am I just dumb? I feel like that's not updated. I am really sure that's not updated. I think both of them should be on 9.2 now, but I feel like I must have done something weird here. Home team sets 1, that would have been White Clan. Yes, I mean, that's definitely right. It is the 16th today, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe I'm just completely stupid. I think I might be stupid here, guys. Oh my god, what was White Clan on before? I thought they were on 8 for 2 before, so they should be on 9 for 2. Maybe I've opened this too quickly or something? Let's have a look. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. I'm just messing around a little bit, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Checking the week 10 results, because that'll tell if I'm being really, really stupid. Okay, why is that so low quality? Okay, that's like impossible to see. What the hell? Oh, okay, so they were on 7 wins, 2 losses. So... But that was at the end of week 10, right? Oh, that was at the end of week 9. Okay, it looks like I didn't post the week 10 results, which is kind of annoying. I'm fairly certain I recorded them. Either way, let's have a look at these ones. If they are wrong, they'll get updated before I figure everything out. But going back to the result... going back to the team standings. We've got Seoul in first, Valhalla in second, White Clan in third, IRK in fourth, Red in fifth, Eternal Friends in sixth, Naz in seventh, Ash in eighth. Those currently are your top 8 for Season 2. They'll be heading into the playoffs if things do not change over the next 2 series. But we've got behind the top 8, we've got Net Wars, Clan Revolution, and Bull Team very, very close behind. They are super close. Now, Albert's saying it's still not updated. I'm honestly not too sure, because essentially I've completely lost the ability to realize what they were actually on before. The only option I've got here is to actually look at a YouTube video from before. Let's have a look. So IRK versus VT was yesterday. Let's have a look. Do I show off the standings at the end? No, I don't. Do I show them off at the beginning? That was 5 days ago. 5 days ago would have been... 5 days ago would have been too long ago. I guess if I look here, this should have it. Apparently not. So if it hasn't updated, I will fix it. Sorry about the mess. Yeah, it should be 9-2 on both. I'm fairly certain anyway. So regardless, I'll fix that after the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. A massive thank you, of course, to our sponsors, Liquipedia and Matcherino. If you want to help out on Matcherino and if you want to support the STPL prize pool monetarily, you can do it by following the Matcherino link in that link there. Albert, I've not decided what wars will be tomorrow. I'll decide that after the stream, and I'll post them up on the STPL Twitter, and I'll also post the thread on Team Liquid, so you'll be able to tell there. But if you want to support the prize pool directly, you can do so via Matcherino. You can do it for free as well with a 50-cent code from Matcherino themselves. You can use the code LSTPL to add 50 cents to the prize pool, completely free. And you can also support with your own hard-earned cash. Our current prize pool sits at $1,300. If we can push for another 200, we'll beat the prize pool of Season 1, which will be amazing if we can do that. You can also support via Patreon, through the Patreon link. You can get access to all the STPL replays through there. You can get your cool own little highlight intro, your own little highlight video. And overall, you can also... you can do spawn games on there as well, so if you want to sponsor 2 players from the STPL, 2 teams from the STPL, you can do it there. Obviously, it's quite a lot of money. Half of it will go to the players, half of it will go to me, but you can choose anyone you like, any teams you like from the STPL, and get a show match going. So that should be a lot of fun. Have a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more STPL action. See you guys soon.